7 nonlinear inequality notes. So solving nonlinear inequalities might be the easiest to change the inequality to an equal sign and solve, then do test points. Remember to check where the inequality is undefined because those also count. So the first one, we're just going to change it to an equal sign and make it 3x squared minus 11x equals 20. We're going to subtract 20. 3x squared minus 11x minus 20 equals 0. We're going to see if that factors. So we're going to do grouping. You do 3 times negative 20 is negative 60. So I need two numbers that multiply to give you negative 60. Those same two numbers are going to subtract, meaning one is positive and one is negative, to give you negative 11. So 15 and 4 should work. I want a negative 15 and a positive 4. So I get 3x squared plus 4x minus 15x minus 20. It still equals 0. Group the first two together. Group the last two together. Put a plus sign in between. And common out of the first two is x. So I get 3x plus 4. Now the second two is negative 5. I get 3x plus 4. Still equals 0. In common is 3x plus 4. Then x minus 5. So now set each one equal to 0. 3x plus 4 equals 0. X minus 5 equals 0. On the 3x plus 4, subtract 4. 3x equals negative 4. Divide by 3. X equals negative 4 thirds. Add 5. X equals 5. So on my number line, I have negative 4 thirds. And I have 5. This is not undefined anywhere because this is a polynomial. So I've just now got to do test points. The middle one, x equals 0. On the right, you could do x equals 6. If you want to pick an easy number, maybe x equals 10 is an easy number to you. Negative 4 thirds is negative 1 and 1/3, so x equals negative 2 is a pretty easy number. So we're going to plug these in. 3 times negative 2 squared minus 11 times negative 2, is that greater than or equal to 20? That gives me 3 times 4 plus 22. 12 plus 22 is 34. Is that greater than or equal to 20? And that one is true. Plug in 0. Well, you have 3 times 0 squared, which is just going to be 0, minus 11 times 0, which is 0. Is that going to be greater than or equal to 20? So is 0 greater than or equal to 20? That's false. Okay, and x equals 10. 3 times 10 squared minus 11 times 10. If you want to do 6, do 6. It doesn't matter. Greater than or equal to 20. That's 3 times 100 minus 110. Is that greater than or equal to 20? 300 minus 110 gives me 190. Is that greater than or equal to 20? And that's true. So they would both be solid circles because in the original problems it's equal to. So true part we shade. True part we shade. So what is that as inequalities? It's parentheses, negative infinity, comma, negative 4/3, bracket, union, bracket, 5, comma, infinity. Ooh, super sloppy. Sorry about that. So now we're going to do the same thing. Negative x squared minus x is less than negative 6. Oops, make it equals. I'm going to add the 6 over. I'm going to take out the negative to make my leading coefficient positive. So now what two numbers multiply to give you negative 6 and subtract to give you 1? A 2 and a 3. X plus 3, x minus 2. The negative, if you divide by the negative, excuse me, it would cancel out. There's no letter with the negative, so it's x minus 2 equals 0, and x plus 3 equals 0. So x equals 2, and x equals negative 3. Again, it's a polynomial, so there's nothing undefined. So I have a negative 3 and a positive 2. So now we're going to test numbers. If you like the idea of the tens, x equals negative 10, x equals 0 because we're going from negative to positive. And if you want to do x equals positive 10, go ahead. If you would rather do smaller numbers, then go at it, see what you get. I get a negative, and then I'm doing a negative 10 squared minus a negative 10. Is that less than negative 6? So if I do this part first, that's 100. That's a negative 100 plus 10. So I get negative 90. Is that less than negative 6? That is true. Plug in 0. So wherever there's an x, it's 0. So everything on the left is 0. Is that less than negative 6? Oh, no, it's not. That's false. Plug in 10. Okay, so negative parentheses 10 squared minus 10. Is that less than negative 6? So it's negative 100 because the negative came down, minus 10. That's negative 110. Is that less than negative 6? And that's true. So it's open circles. This part was true on the left. This part's true on the right. So my interval notation is parentheses, negative infinity, comma, negative 3, parentheses, union, parentheses 2, comma, infinity, parentheses. Example 3. So this is rational, so where is it undefined? X minus 1 cannot equal 0. X plus 4 cannot equal 0. So x cannot equal 1, and x can't equal negative 4. So far we have 1 and negative 4 on our number line. Okay, now let's solve this. We're going to make it 3x over x minus 1 equals x over x plus 4 plus 3. We're going to clear our fraction. So I'm going to multiply by the least common denominator. I need the x minus 1, so I need an x minus 1, and I need the x plus 4. So this first one, it has the x minus 1, so it needs the x plus 4. So I'm doing 3x times x plus 4, my equal sign. This one has the x plus 4, so it needs the x minus 1. So it's x times x minus 1. The next one, the 3, it doesn't have any of them, so it needs both of those. So plus 3, x minus 1, x plus 4. So now I'm going to distribute. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 4 is 12x. X times x minus 1 is x squared minus x. This is going to give me plus 3. If I multiply x minus 1 times x plus 4, you should end up getting x squared plus 3x minus 4. So you're going to multiply here, 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 and here, and then combine like terms. So I'm definitely going to have to get stuff on the same side. Right now, I'll just keep the 3x squared plus 12x equals x squared minus x plus 3x squared, I'm distributing, plus 9x minus 12. Okay, so let's get everything to one side. It looks like I'm going to have a 4x squared. Well, we'll simplify this first. 4x squared plus 8x, and then minus 12. So I'm going to subtract a 3x squared and subtract a 12x. Gives me x squared minus 4x minus 12. So I need two numbers that multiply to give me negative 12. And subtract to give me negative 4, meaning the signs are different, meaning one is positive and one is negative. So 6 and 2, I need more negatives. So now I know x plus 2 equals 0 and x minus 6 equals 0. So x equals negative 2 and 6. So over here on our number line, we have negative 4 from our undefined, negative 2 from one of our answers, and then we have 1 from our undefined, and then we have 6 from one of our answers. And we have to test every point in between. Okay? So we want to plug in numbers in between all of those. So this is going to get sloppy. All right. A number less than negative 4, if you want to just go right for the x equals negative 5. If you want to do the negative 10, you go ahead. Number between negative 4 and negative 3, negative 4 and negative 2 is negative 3. Between negative 2 and 1, it changes sign, so it's x equals 0. 1 to 6, I'm going to do x equals 2. And then I'm just going to do x equals 7. If you want to do 10, go right ahead. All right, let's squeeze this in. We're going to do some of it. Here we go. 3 times negative 5 over negative 5 minus 1. Is that less than negative 5 over negative 5 plus 4 plus a 3? All right, that gives me negative 15 over negative 6. It's a less than or equal to. Is that less than or equal to negative 5? This turns out to be negative 1, so that gives me 5 plus 3. 15 over 6, I can divide them both by 3, and that's a positive, and I get 5 over 2. If you need a decimal, that's 2.5. Is that less than or equal to 8? That's true. So since it's undefined at negative 4, look at this, negative 4, it's undefined at 1 and negative 4, so those are open circles. Negative 4 and 1 definitely have open circles. And from negative 2 to 6, those are solid circles. All right, plug it in negative 3. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to fit in there. All right, 3 times negative 3 over negative 3 minus 1. Is that less than or equal to negative 3 over negative 3 plus 4, all plus 3? Negative 3 times negative 3 is negative 9 over negative 4. That turns out to be a positive 9 over 4. That's 1 point, oh, nope, that's 2.25. Is that less than or equal to Negative 3 plus 4 is 1. So it's a negative 3 over a negative 1, which is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Is 2.25 less than or equal to 6? I have a sign mistake somewhere. Hold, please. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. Oh, Sugarland. That gives me negative 3 plus 3, which is 0. Is 2.25 less than or equal to 0? That's still false. X equals 0. Oh, yay, 0. Let's plug in 0. Well, it's going to be 0 over a negative 1, which is just 0. Because 3 times 0 over 0 minus 1, that's just going to be 0. Is that less than or equal to 0 over 0 plus 4, which is 0 over 4, which is 0, and then plus 3? Is 0 less than or equal to 3? That's true. So we have that part shaded. This part shaded so far. X equals 2. 3 times 2 over 3 minus, nope, 2 minus 1. Is that less than or equal to 2 over 2 plus 4 plus a 3? That gives me 6 over 1, which is just 6. Is that less than or equal to 2 plus 4 is 6? That's 2 over 6 plus 3. That's 1/3. That's 3 and 1/3. Which is the same thing as 10/3 if you want that. Okay, which is 3.3 repeating if you need that. Is 6 less than or equal to 3.3? That's false. So I'm thinking that the 7 is going to be true because there's kind of like a pattern on that one. Let's double check. I'm doing 3 times 7 over 7 minus 1. Is that less than or equal to 7 over 7 plus 4 plus 3? It's 21 over 6, less than or equal to 7 over 11 plus 3. That's 3 and 7/11. 21/6. Divide by 3. That's 7/2. And that's the same thing as 3.5. Ooh, we're 7/11. Oh, my calculator. This is more than 3.5. So is that less than? That is true. So what is my inequalities for this solution set? It's parentheses, negative infinity, comma, 4, parentheses, union, bracket, negative 2, comma, 1, parentheses, union, bracket, 6, comma, infinity. Example 4. 3x plus 5 over x minus 1 equals 2. So x minus 1 can't be 0, so x can't be 1. So right now we have 1 as one of our things. This is easy enough because this I can write as a fraction. And I can just cross multiply. So I get 3x plus 5 times 1, which is just 3x plus 5. And then I have 2, remember parentheses, x minus 1. 3x plus 5 equals 2x minus 2. Subtract 2x. I'm going to subtract 5. I get x equals negative 7. So I have 1 and I have negative 7. So negative 7 is on the left, and then I have 1. 1 definitely gets an open circle. Negative 7 gets a solid circle because it's an equal to in the original problem. So let's try x equals negative 8. Negative 7 to 1, it changes sign, so x equals 0, and x equals 2. 3 times negative 8 plus 5 over negative 8 minus 1, is that less than or equal to 2? It's negative 24 plus 5 over negative 9. That is negative 19 over negative 9, which is going to be a positive. 9 will go into 19 2 times, 2 and 1/9. Is that less than or equal to 2? True. So this part shaded. X equals 0. That's going to be 0 plus 5 because the 3 has an x in it, and 0 minus 1. Is that less than or equal to 2? That's going to be negative 5. Less than or equal to 2 because it's 5 over negative 1. And is negative 5... Oh, shoot. I have a mistake, you guys. Is 2 and 1/9 less than 2? That is not. Sugarland. Rarely is it two things together next to each other. That's why. This one's false. Silly. This one's true. So I'm assuming the other one should be false. Three times 2 plus 5 over 2 minus 1. Is that less than or equal to 2? That's 6 plus 5 over 1. That's 11. Less than or equal to 2. That's false. So this is the only part. So my answer is bracket negative 7 comma 1 parentheses.